Welcome to the Rebuilding Hollers, Come Hell or High Waters podcast. My name is Stephanie Johnson, and I am so excited you are here live with us tonight. It is Friday, April the 10th, and we have not seen each other for 2 whole weeks. And I've missed you terribly. I have so many amazing updates to give, and I'm just so glad you're here with me. So if you are watching live tonight, make sure if you have any questions or if you would like to talk to me or my guest, type in hashtag rebuilding, and our producer Russ is behind the scenes and he will get your question popped right up here on the screen for me to see it. And I would love to talk to y'all. I'm so glad you're here. So the last time I saw you, we were finishing up a fundraising campaign. We had just pulled the winning ticket for that brand new ATV. We gave it away. We sold 1,747 tickets, and we raised $34,000, which was incredible. And I've spent it already. I don't know if y'all know how quick I spend money, but it goes so fast. So I'm so thankful to everybody that participated in that and bought a ticket and helped us. We are planning another raffle. We're allowed to do 4 a year. And so I'm so excited to find something else that folks can buy tickets to, because this helps us. So far, we've done 3 raffles, 2 last year, 1 this year, and we've raised almost $100,000 with just 3 raffles. And that's a big deal for us. That's huge. That's half a house getting done. So I'm very thankful for it. I see my friend Zeb's watching. Hey, Zeb, I'm so glad you're here tonight. Hey, we got new merch. Check out this new merch. This is the coziest, most comfortable. It's like t-shirt material, but it's really, really soft, lightweight sweatshirt material. It feels so good. This is our new season of merch. So we have some new stuff coming out with this awesome logo on it because we need y'all to buy the merch, pretty please. It definitely gets compliments no matter where you're at, but it also helps us raise money so we can keep building homes and small businesses and lives. So check out our shop that is on the website, rebuildinghollers.org. We've got some great merch, and it makes me so happy to see people wearing it because every single penny goes to getting our neighbors home. And holy cow, are we getting people home. So upcoming, the book is done, right? I've told y'all about the book I've written about the last year. It is done. It is in the editing and illustration process. So I'm so excited. I think in just a few more weeks and it'll be ready. I know a lot of people are ready to read my story. There's a lot in there that I haven't talked about publicly. There's a lot. There's just a lot. There's a lot in there. And so I will be so thankful for folks to have the book and understand really what we have went through. We also have upcoming our Memorial Day weekend cruise into the Hollers event. I'm so excited about this. We're going to have vendors. We're going to have a car show, a silent auction, and a cornbread jamboree. It is going to be so wonderful. We're excited about all the different vendors, all locals. This is Memorial Day weekend, and so you can come to the mountains, visit all my friends back in the Hollers. Lake Lure is going to be having a fireworks show that evening, so you can come hang out with us during the day, head down to Lake Lure, and spend a weekend in the mountains because we've certainly missed you, and we want you to come. We still want you to come see our mountains, visit with us, stay with us, and just hang out with the locals because they're amazing. So we're real excited about that. May the 23rd. So I was telling you a little bit about how busy our projects are. I want to tell you, we have had 589 project requests. We've gotten 172 projects done. I just recently went through and updated everything and, finished the checkoff list as folks are getting done. Of those 172 we have done, we have 25 of those were full rebuilds. Now, not everything is all of us. We're never all of everything. We're always a part of someone's rebuild. But 25 of those were full rebuilds, getting people home and getting small businesses back open. So we're pretty proud about that. We currently have 16 full rebuilds in progress right now. And then we have 22 full rebuilds that are still waiting to get started. So still, we've come a very long way. We still have a long ways to go. We have 379 project requests that are smaller. So it's not a full rebuild, but maybe it's a roof or a foundation or a septic or a spring or a well or floors or sheetrock, or you just pick any construction element of destruction from a storm that's on the list, somewhere on the list. So a lot going on. We did have a really cool week this week. So we were so honored to attend the Yancey County Chamber of Commerce banquet. Yeah, they called it a gala. I didn't dress up. I don't really own a ball gown, but I did put on a suit coat, and that was fun. And we were put up, and we actually got an award. And I wanted to show that to y'all tonight because it was such an honor to receive this Community Impact Award on behalf of Rebuilding Hollers. I've never won an award before, but that's always because I'm probably just a little bit too much wilding out. But it was such an honor to be recognized by our community and our Chamber of Commerce for all the work we've been doing, because it has definitely been a lot. So that was very cool. This sits right on the desk downstairs, and I just love it. I'm so thankful to have received that award. So I want to give y'all a couple project updates before you meet our guest tonight, who I'm so excited to introduce you to. I want to talk about a little bit of the big projects we have going on, give you an update because it's been a couple weeks. So project number 3 is almost done with their sheetrock. They have been hauling butt getting that sheetrock hung up. So they're still hanging and finishing their sheetrock. Project number 8 actually finished their sheetrock. It looks so good. And the homeowners, this project, the homeowners have built the home. They're doing all the work. And so we sent in a sheetrock crew because hanging sheetrock, number 1, is very hard and very time consuming. So we sent in a crew, and in 1 week, they had all the sheetrock hung and mud and sanded. And so the homeowner was so excited, he was immediately in there painting. So we're real excited for project number 8 and their sheetrock progress, because next will be they'll finish the painting, then they'll knock out the trim, then goes in the floors, and then cabinets, and then and they're going to be done. They're going to be home in no time. So we're so excited about that. The most exciting news of the evening is project number 9 was home in time for Christmas. That one is done. I'm so excited for this family. They lived for over a year and a half down by the river in an RV, and they've just been through it. They have been through absolute fire, and I'm so thankful that they are not going through fire anymore. They are home. So another project done. Number 9 is home. Project number 12 is getting their HVAC roughed in. So we're real excited about that. That's our barn dominium on top of the mountain. It is coming along fantastic. Last week, project number 32 had their road installed. So this is where the house is going to be. My truck is sitting just a little outside the home site. And so we had an incredible road with a local heavy equipment operator put the road in. Right now, Duke Power is putting in the electrical. And then as soon as that's done, because it does have to go underground there, as soon as that's done, gravel's going in, and we can start digging their foundation. So we're real excited about project 32. That project is also, that's our 3rd Cougar Carpenter house. So Jeremy Dotz over at Mountain Heritage High School's construction technology program is building that house right now for us. So we're real excited. They're pushing hard to have it done just right as school is done. The house will be done, and we'll be pulling it out. So they're building that one in record time. And that one, we will actually have custom trusses made. So the house, it'll be 2 small houses put together like a modular, and then we'll have trusses set. So we're real excited about that house. Project number 34 has got their hardwood floors installed. We are so excited about that. That was done this week. So his sheetrock, his plumbing, his HVAC, his electrical, his paint, now floors is all done. So his next step is trim and cabinets, and then appliances, and then he'll have his final, and he's going home. So I'm so excited about that. Project number 77, we are done with our portion of that. So all of their sheetrock is done, is painted, and they finished up installing the floors last week. So that is going to be multiple businesses now will have office space, and then they have a new retail space with a really cool business coming soon to downtown Spruce Pine. So we're real excited about Project 77. It is so close to being done. Project number 78 is doing great. They have all of their sheetrock done and all of the texture is done. So Jeremiah has been working his tail off out there getting it done. We are so proud of him. And we're just so excited that 78 is getting closer. Tomorrow, their hardwood floors are being delivered. Trish says, what a wonderful accomplishment. We're so proud of you all. Congratulations again on your award. Thank you, Trish. I love y'all. Project number 9. Oh, I know. I was still telling you about 78. So Project 78 is getting 3/4 inch nail down floors. And that's because it is a historic home. It was built in 1917. We had to rip out the floors. We promised them that we would give them the same thing they had. So the floors are getting delivered. Those need to acclimate for me, I think 2 weeks, because we're here in that very unique season of spring. And so it's still cold at night. It gets warmer during the day. So we'll let those acclimate for a couple weeks, at least 2, and then we'll be putting in their hardwood floors. So I'm excited about that. That's going to be very good. Project number 98 is almost done. They got a new roof installed last week. So we're real excited about Project 98's new roof. And then number 174, they have been making amazing progress. They have all of their windows installed. They have their sheetrock going in, and their furnace will be installed hopefully in the next 2 weeks. So they've made incredible progress as well. Project 425 had their road installed this past week. It's actually still being installed. So 425 is down by the river, and they don't want to live on the river again, and I wouldn't either. So we are going to be building them a house at the top of the mountain, and we have partnered with Appalachian Rebuild Project and Sophie Phillips. She's so amazing, and they are helping us get that road installed and putting in the underground power with French Broad all the way to the top of the mountain. So we're real excited about that. And last but certainly not least, Project 510. It is coming amazing. So this is our second high school house that Jeremy Dotz and his carpentry team built. That was delivered about 3 weeks ago, and our local general contractor took it over once the house was set, and the roof is on, the porch is on, the steps are done in. Actually, the steps from the basement up are done. It's incredible. I'm so excited about that. So as soon as we finish this exterior portion, hopefully by next week, then the interior will get started. So we'll have the rough-in, HVAC, plumbing, and electrical. We'll get that inspected. Then we'll be able to insulate. Then that will be inspected. And then we're hanging sheetrock and trimming it out. So we're moving as fast as absolutely possible to get all of our projects done and home. And I'm so excited about it. I'm so thankful for everyone helping us to make all this progress with our projects. It's never ending. You know, last month we did really well. We raised a lot of money, but the reality is, you see all these projects. I've spent it. I spend so much money, probably about $160,000 to $170,000 a month when I have it. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes to keep everybody moving forward. And so hopefully soon we'll have some more partners, some great local funding from other nonprofits. You know, we have not received any state or federal funding. I don't know if we ever will. They keep talking about it on online and on TV, but we've not seen any of it. So we are completely grassroots. Every t-shirt you buy, every raffle ticket you buy, every donation you make goes 100% to our project. So pretty please continue to support us and help us in doing that. Even if it's just a like, share, and comment, that helps so much, because if you followed our journey, you know how hard this is and how hard we're working. So without further ado, I'm so excited to introduce you to my friend. This is Nute Nicholson. Hi, Nute.
Hey.
Welcome to the Rebuild and Hollers podcast.
Awesome. You're so good.
Yeah.
She's just said, you're great.
Yeah.
I want to start by saying thank you. We've had a long trip, and I think people don't really see what's going on with everything. If you weren't a contractor, you will be a contractor. she's so informed. We've been together for a long time, touching base, and we haven't left. And I want to say thank you for everybody.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's really
It's
huge.
an honor. It's an
huge.
honor. And sometimes I don't really have an option anymore, right? I don't know if I ever had an option, but I do love what I'm doing.
I think it's cool. I enjoy what I'm doing now as well. I started the septic nonprofit, and it's completely opposite. I'm begging for money, and people are giving it to you for what you do. So it's.
But we work together. We
absolutely,
worked on some
we've done some projects, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I guess we were just talking day 4, basically, which is day 1 for us, and
I want to say
it's been a pleasure.
Nute has. I'm glad you're here, and Nute has a lot to talk about. So Nute and I met. Now we've had mutual friends. That's how we met.
That's how we met. So
mutual
Rusty,
friends. Yeah. But after the storm.
Yes.
So we met in the parking lot, in Rose's parking lot, through Rusty, because he said, "There's a guy coming, Nute. You need to pay. You look for Nute. Look for Nute. Look for Nute." I'm like, "Okay, I'll look for Nute." And then we made friends, and we've been friends ever since.
Yes.
And our worlds, we're in the same world.
And both of us nonstop, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's really it's from both of us from work to here, I think.
Yes.
I got a shower. It's it's good.
Yeah. As long as we bathe and keep it going.
Every now.
But it is hard to get money, and it's hard for people to understand, I think, what we do with the money. Like that's why I'm always with the photos and always because great. I want people to see where I'm spending money. It's very important.
It is. Like what you just showed is wonderful. I know the project, some of them.
Yeah. And you see a lot of them driving.
I see a lot. Yeah, I do. And I'm in touch with a lot of people as a contractor. So I do have a touch throughout the community. I move around a lot, and your name comes up always. Yeah. It's great. It's just good to see. One of the projects I visited him, the one that you just finished up, and
number 9.
It's the first time I've seen him without shock. He was in relief. He was a neighbor. He was relaxed for the first time in a year and a half. I mean, and the other side of that is what we're going through, doing what we're doing too. It's up and down. It's gratifying. It's scary. We're broke. You got some money. The money goes away. You help some people. Then
it's up and down.
Yeah,
it's a roller coaster.
Solving problems, and it is. It's great. Again, one more time, thank you.
Nute Trisha says, "Hey Nute, yes, she is awesome. I love Trish. She's so good. You know Trish over at DT's.
Apparently,
yes. You want to go get that calamity? That's what you want from Trish. She makes the calamity. Oh, it's the best breakfast sandwich in the world. So we met, so our worlds we're constantly going around, and I see you all the time. We've worked together on projects, but you live here. You're local.
Yep.
And you responded a lot sooner than I did in the storm because you had a preparedness level. And you've indicated, I mean, I didn't know what was coming. I had no idea what was coming.
I don't think anybody really knew.
Right.
At all, but just kind of weather sensitive, maybe.
Right.
Being on the beach, and
I
spent a lot of time on the water.
Yes.
I've been through this before. There's no way anybody could have predicted what happened, but kind of the night before, I think it was around in the afternoon, as a contractor, I had 5 to 7 crews all throughout the county. I said, come get chainsaws, pull ropes, any medics that we could have.
Right.
I keep a really good medical bag from stuff I shouldn't have to stuff I do have, from stitches on job site. I keep it around. I'm pretty comfortable around.
Oh gosh, Zeb says these two need to be the next president and vice president. I don't think the world would be ready for that, Zeb. Yeah. I think that the world.
Well, I mean, we've got a good. He went through this with Rusty round 1 too. Yes. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty hard. How you doing, Zeb?
Yeah, Zeb's great.
I still owe you that 20, brother.
Are you owe Zeb $20?
He doesn't want to talk about it.
Okay. I'm just messing with you. I love Zeb. I'm so glad Zeb and his family are home.
Yeah, they went through it too.
God, it's been hard on everybody. It's just been
everybody, and I think you can see it. But
oh yeah, it starts to rain. We had freaking tornadoes 2 weeks ago. And I come unglued. Literally, it was flashbacks all over again. First thing in the morning, I'm standing at my window watching, and there was like tunnel clouds coming down on top of. So from my house, I can see mountain air, and so I'm looking out the window way across the holler, and there is all of these like tornado clouds trying to form.
I think everybody's a form of PTSD still going around in the rain, and spring is here though. Like winter's horrible. I come down the river yesterday, down the Cane River where the apartments were, and I'm like, this helps so much. Winter's hard here on everybody.
Because we can see it all.
Yeah,
we can see all
everything.
the landslides, see all the down trees. Everything is just dead and sad, and we get the winter blues.
I think this hits everybody.
Yes. You know, we had a therapist on at some point in the last year on the podcast, and she warned us. She said, year 2's the worst.
Yeah.
It's even harder than the first year, which I was sad. I was like, are you kidding me? I cannot handle another year worse than the first year.
And like everything else, it comes in waves, I think. You know, you'll forget about it. And there's pockets. I'm in town now, coming off the Bald Mountain, coming off the river on the Cane, and I'm in town even the day of.
Yeah.
There were pockets in the town. It's like 2 days later, everything's perfect. Not perfect, but like and you travel and nothing, and then all of a sudden you have a tornado. Everything's destroyed. Yeah,
and then when you get going down the river, is next level. So
the river kills me.
Yeah,
it crushes me.
Me too.
The river crushes me. Yeah.
And you know, I think I want to give a shout out to CSX over in Mitchell County, because you know, if it weren't for CSX in Mitchell County, there would still be people, I feel convinced, that wouldn't have been able to get home. They rebuilt that entire railroad track going down the Toe River.
Well, that's what we have. You know, our rail systems and diesel. That's what moves us. That's what moves the masses. Is our rails, and they've got to get the stuff out of Tennessee.
But I am thankful that they rebuilt that. I mean, we needed that. We had to have it, and that
you have to.
And they were fast. I mean, it was like a year.
They have to,
or less than a year, and they had the whole railroad rebuilt. People, I mean, just they were a huge impact. But we're getting ahead of ourselves because we want to talk about. So you live in town.
I was between the apartments on the river, and then Brandy has a place in town, and then I was kind of still staying at the river because I was working down that way, and I don't like to get up and move so much. So I was still planted at the river, and physically not sleeping there at that time, the night before the storm, and that's kind of. All my tools and everything were there. They're all gone. So, and that's just
I didn't realize you lost a bunch of tools.
Lost everything. Yeah, everything.
Can I make a note of that so I can?
No, it's not a.
You know, that's kind of my thing is getting people tools.
And so the night before, I guess around the afternoon, I spoke to guys in the cruise, and we all had a phone number.
Because you had a Viper phone.
That came later in the evening. I put my phone number on Facebook, which I do not recommend, but this was just absolutely, I will never do it again unless.
But something told you.
I did. I went to everywhere in town, the fire departments, EMTs, Ingalls. I put my number online, all of our local social media, and basically said, this is going to be bad. If you need help, call me. And the plan was to reach out to these guys that we had planted, kind of they lived there,
you
know. It was like they were prepared to help, and we were construction, hands-on people. And so the last place I went was to emergency services. I'd never met Jeff before, and they were full on, wide open, and I just kind of looked at him, and in a polite way I said, I was pretty frank and said, I've got training. I need to give me a radio. I've got and a Viper got planted in my hand, and there's not a lot of them around whatsoever. Next morning, I think I got up at 5 o'clock. My truck was packed with everything ready to go.
Jeremiah says, I met Nute like day 2, maybe. He was dead set on getting supplies to people, and you are.
Yeah, it worked out from that. And Rusty played an integral part in that as well. My job day 1 was get to the river, and it took a couple hours to get out of Burnsville. And then I think it was about 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I made it to the bridge right at Riddles in town. Water was just starting to crest. There were a few people there in DOT. It's a guy having a semblance with, and was like, I've got to get across to the river. Got to get across.
Yeah.
And he literally looked me in the face. He goes, I know what you're going to do, and you know what I'm going to say. Just be careful. I said, I'll walk down to the bridge and check it out. And as I walked, it was a pontoon boat, a trailer, and the trees started standing up. And then the trees started turning. And within 3 minutes, everything broke. Parker's lumber, all of Tim's stuff, all the wood that was piled. It was Tonka toys going down the river, gone.
And were they coming over the bridge, or they were?
The water physically came over the bridge about 4 to 5 foot for the initial burst and the snap, and that's kind of what caused everything. It was a massive log jam there. It was everything came off Mitchell. It all hit at once. There was houses, everything you can imagine came down.
Because that the cane comes up Pensacola.
Yeah.
So it had already just hammered Pensacola, ripped houses off of their foundations.
Yeah.
And I mean, cattail, Pensacola, all of it.
It was a matter of minutes, really. It was a matter of minutes. And then after that, I just turned back. We went back into town and couldn't get through. I picked up a friend that works with me. We had chainsaws, and so it's just, we got to get to the river. There's people that stayed in the apartment.
So folks online, he has an apartment complex on the river, and so that was your home base.
Yes.
And also,
we had 3 tenants.
You had 3 tenants.
And we knew they stayed.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, let's get there. And Greg was with me. I said, let's get down we tried to cut through Baker's Creek. So we cut out the majority of going all the way up, and then to Baker's Creek. There were people out with some tractors and stuff, but we cut a mass going up Jack's Creek all the way to Baker's Creek. Once we got to Baker's Creek, there was a huge mudslide that remained a long time. There were some entrapments there in that area. And we turned back around, got to the bridge. Just shout out to all the sheriffs from the first 3 days on this one.
Aren't they amazing?
Yeah,
we love Shane. We love our deputies.
Shane did a wonderful job. I mean,
he's my hero. I don't have many, especially after what we've just been through. Shane is one of my.
I wouldn't have wanted anybody's job doing this. I wouldn't. So, literally, it's kind of good, bad. But Greg, I said, I've got to get to the river.
Yeah.
The sheriffs that were there, they all know. I know them. They know me. Not personally, we know my face. Of course, we're that small. It's a community.
Yeah, small place.
And he was like, "You're not going. If you go, you're going to go to jail today." Right. And so I literally said, "Greg, I have to go.
Yeah.
It's urgent. I have to go. Do you want to go?" He said, "No." So I went home. This was about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
That first day.
Day one.
Right.
Day one. Had to get to the river. We got, and I literally went home and said, if I'm not home from 11, just come get me, because I'm just coming, pay my bond, get me out. I didn't really think it was going to go that, but
because you're ready to go back that, because there's only, for folks that don't live here, so you had to go down 19, you had to cross the bridge at Jack's Creek, and that's the only way to get there.
That was it.
Everywhere else, I mean, you couldn't get down Jack's Creek, you couldn't get up over Cox's Creek, and you couldn't get through Baker's Creek.
Everything was shut from there. And
like all these little pockets of our community were barricaded in. It's like our holler, we were barricaded in there for 3 days. And so, that was everybody working, trying to get to each other.
I would say what I know in town, we helped cut around. Burnsville Fire Department was there. I would say by 1 o'clock, most of the community that had saws, tractors, and anything were out.
Yes.
And moving.
Yes.
Out and moving.
Absolutely. And then us that were trapped were trying to work our way out.
Yeah, there's people trying to get out, get in on any of the big roads. Jack's Creek was cut open. I probably left there around 1 o'clock. I'm horrible with time. It's now or later for me. So my time and numbers is horrible. No. So when we got back to the bridge, there was traffic there, and I just looked at him. I said, I got to go.
Yeah.
I got to go. And he said, don't do it. And I said, I got to go. And he said, give me 2 seconds. And they opened the bridge up and then went down.
Because the bridge was wrecked.
The bridge was absolutely wrecked.
There was debris all over it. And the entrance on the right, on the town side, was destroyed. And so by that time, did they have, because it like washed away, washed out.
It had rose real high. And actually at 10 o'clock, we were there when the power lines came down.
Yeah.
They were live and everything blew. So that kind of helped once I got down the river. Turned down Price's Creek down the ballpark at about just before the ballpark, a mile before it shut down, and still had it in me. I got to get to the river. I got to get to the river. Went back, came around Straunces Creek, and then we came down through the backside, and there was a crew from West Yancey, and Fox was out on a tractor.
Because that road right there at Price's Creek, it was underwater in mud.
Yeah.
Because the water rose all the way from the river.
Gone. Basically gone at that
So
point.
every little step you would take was another roadblock.
Yes. And
Were you on foot? Were you in your truck?
I was in the big truck,
Okay.
jacked up with, I had everything in the world.
Yeah.
Winches, like meds, everything, access, everything possible that I thought might help. So from there, went back around Room Mountain and came down, and there was some fire department there. And there's a guy cutting through to the river, and some, a couple side-by-sides from the fire department. And there was a young man, I think he was from Beuladine. I don't know. He was with the fire department. And finally, once we got to the river, it was 3 foot of muck and sand. Yeah. And the radio came over. They were hit and miss from local ham radios, and there was still some action, not much at all. And I heard there's an entrapment at Hey Ladies in the stone house. He's on the 2nd floor. And then that's when everything kind of lit off for me. And we were in the side by side, and they said, we can't go. The power lines are down. The power lines are down.
Right.
I'm just stubborn, and it was like, go get the evac saw. I'm cutting. And they're like,
Lord, who did we give this radio?
Yeah, they were like, we can't cut. There could be juice on these. I said, look, I watch everything go down. I'll do it. Give me the saw.
Right.
I'm stupid. So I cut it. Everything's fine. We made it down and had to come all the way back and around right behind your project you were just on. I live on the river. We came down. I didn't know where I was. We came right down behind Hey Ladies, right there. There's a couple people there. Had a ladder. They pulled them out. And then from there, I continued down to the apartments. And then I landed there about 4.
Yeah. And I don't think people can understand what the river was doing, but we have a video to show them.
It was really intense.
Intense.
It's really intense.
So I want to show you all this video. Hang on one second, Russ. And just to give you a little background, this is basically your tenants got out of the house.
Yeah, there was a couple from Florida, and then a guy on the 1st floor. The couple from Florida, he went off the steps. The steps were gone. The water was already coming up.
Right.
Because it snapped. Again, it snapped.
Right, yeah. It was no water, and then
it's no gradual.
Right,
there was coming up. It's the 1st floor balconies, and then bang when I was in. And so this was probably around 10 o'clock. It snapped. He said he stepped down in the water, and it almost took him.
Wow.
He had no idea. He grabbed it and just manned up and got his wife. And he knew the guy downstairs as well. He said, I got to get him out because he's been out. And he woke him up, and they got out, and they got up onto the hill above us. And that's where this video footage is. Yeah. In. This is basically the first
footage of your.
Well, the first wave of the flood coming off Parker's early in the morning. Okay. It was a detrimental, and it hung out for a while, I think. I'm talking to people about it. I think it crested about an hour at this level.
Okay.
And so they had literally just gotten out. And this is
what happened.
This is from them. Okay. Yeah.
All right, Russ, let's see this video. This is quite devastating. The road is behind, like where it looks like
the road is on our side.
Yes.
That bridge is normally about 30 foot above water.
Because just beyond the tip, there's the bridge.
Yeah, I think we're cresting around 40 foot here, 36, 40 foot. And that's the bridge that's gone now.
Yeah.
It came through, I think, about 5 foot through the 1st floor. And you've seen, it's taken everything out of the back. It just
destroyed it. It absolutely destroyed. The building is still standing.
Barely, but it's still there. It's still there.
Now, you signed up for the flood mitigation for this.
Yes.
And that's exciting because, finally, a year and a half later, it's in the news now that money is coming to the county.
It has come through.
Yep.
It has come through the county.
I mean, we haven't, I don't know that they've received it yet, but they've received notice it's on the way.
Yeah, as a homeowner, it's difficult.
Yes.
As a business owner, it's been absolute nightmare, impossible to do anything. I'm sorry to say it.
No, I mean, it's the truth.
So I've dealt with FEMA as a contractor. I've dealt with FEMA as a victim, and I've dealt with FEMA to help people.
Right. You're better than me because anytime they come in my office, I'm like, just go.
It just takes a lot of patience, and I mean, I was able to get people money.
Yeah.
My situation there was still in a house. It was partial business, so you get turned over to SBA, and it was around.
So is the
Christmas? This is the disaster mitigation.
Yeah. So because it's a business, they didn't want to give you any money.
Correct. Correct.
Oh my God. Correct. Even though that was your property, you had totally remodeled it. It was completely occupied.
Nothing, insurance, the insurance that we had on it was anything that was attached structural. Everything that I put in there was attached by hand, the bed frames and everything. Yeah. And then it comes back, oh, well, the only thing, because it was looted after, which is no big deal.
We'll talk about those scammers in a minute.
First thing we did when I got there was kicked in all the doors.
Yeah.
Didn't really care. And the mitigation and everything. So it was around December, and we'd already written everything off basically. I'd been through everything. I had spoken with FEMA when the girl just got here before they were set up. She was from Chicago, and she handles all the construction. And I said, we need to find a way to keep this under North Carolina contractors. This is not the beach.
Right.
You don't shovel it up, put it in a dumpster, and put something else back down. It's very particular. So she hooked me up with emergency services in Raleigh, which it's been wonderful for me from where I've been, from not contracting to moving into the 501, into the long term and everything. It really accelerated the movement of moving along, but it hasn't helped in funding with me at all. At all. So it was about December. I want to say I found out, was just digging. There's got to be something. And I think we came up with the same time. This is disaster mitigation. Mm-hmm. It's a buyback program. It's optional.
Right.
It definitely can appear as a land grab to people, and it did.
Right. And we talked about that. We had a little come to Jesus in the parking lot.
We talked about it. It's completely understandable. Yeah. But we were not educated by anybody locally, by the state or anything. Yeah. And so I found out about it. I had acquired a KTM motorcycle by then. First place I went was to our building inspectors.
Yeah.
My apathy, I've worked with them on a regular basis as a contractor, in and out. So again, for me, I can't imagine having to come to my neighbor and say, hey, you got to go.
Yeah.
Horrible job.
Horrible. They've had a tough time.
So I was like, do you know about this? And the answer was, yeah. And the problem was there were some counties that didn't receive money.
Right.
From me talking to emergency services, they were coming. I went and put flyers everywhere, and I absolutely hammered social media. Absolutely hammered. They were coming in 4 days from Raleigh. I spoke to the people. I said, can you come talk to the community? Will you talk? Can we invite you? They were open to do it. So it was an umbra over it, kind of. It almost felt like, and I did speak with somebody on this, and it was a taxation thing. They were worried about money.
Yeah.
On taxation, losing money on taxes.
Right.
The disaster mitigation program, I said, I need some examples. How many have you done? And it's tens of thousands of properties in North Carolina alone.
Wow. From like the coast.
And, from the coast, basically all over.
We've never really had that here.
No, you don't have and I knew nothing about it. Right. So I got educated real quick. It was a safe thing. I felt it was safe. So I advertised it. I got it out to as many people as I could.
Right.
I wasn't sure how and where our local government was going to react, but
Right.
I'd lost everything. I've got nothing to lose.
Right,
At this point.
exactly.
Everyth's gone.
Right.
And it's not just me.
No.
It's a whole
So many
community
people.
on
And
small
we
businesses.
and in the beginning, I remember you going, Steph, this is a good thing. And I said, it may be a good thing for some, but for some, they're going to want to rebuild.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
so for me, I was like, look, I'm giving away building material because we weren't even in our space yet. We were still in the parking lot.
I don't even think you, me, anybody understood still into December the scope of the loss at this point. Really, no. Really, no.
I mean, I was determined by that point because it was 40 days after the storm that I went into the community, deep into the community, and I was like, what are we going to do?
I think you were determined about day 5.
Yeah, I was pretty determined. I was pretty determined, but I still didn't understand. I would see the photos online. I would see my neighbors telling me everything that was happening. But I just wanted to be there for them and get them what they needed, but not go out into it.
I had the grasp from, well, back up to that. So on that first day, I think I got just past that, helping those people. I got to where Guy's old store is. I saw the guy that was working with me. He'd been my right-hand man in Fremont for just ages and ages, for a couple of years, and he's a real mountain man. And I said, go to Little Creek, get every name, get every number, knock every door. I'll see you. I'll see you. And this was first thing in the morning, day 2.
Because Little Creek, the road is gone.
Gone. Everything was gone.
It's still gone.
Everything is gone. They had hiked up and around, and they evacuated somebody that needed dialysis.
Right.
And that was by day 2.
Rodney said that video was unreal. It still seems like a bad dream. No one can fathom how much the water rose. No, it really is impossible to understand. It's so. And especially now when you're driving those roads, right? Like now, that road that you couldn't see underwater, I drive that road almost every day.
It stayed. DOT did an absolute phenomenal job. The local guys did an absolute phenomenal job. I think I went there about 2 weeks in, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I stood up and I thought these guys, and I cried. I'm like in front of all these I mean, like, because I know what they're seeing.
Yeah.
By that time,
the road was half of it was there in some places, all of it was gone in some places.
Gone.
I mean, it had to be rebuilt, and as they went along.
Yeah, and that day 1, that afternoon when I hit there, all of our communications in town, the Vipers, nothing kicked, and boom, it kicked on. Once I hit the river to Little Creek, it kicked on. So I had the privilege of hearing, and Rusty's ride. Rusty also, he hooked up with a guy from Ramsey Town Fire Department who was trapped on the other side of the river up by you guys. So he had a Viper working on that side of the river too, and I could hear his communications back and forth. This was about 5, 6 o'clock the first night, and this is the nightmares of hearing Murphytown people go down the water. We heard everything in Tennessee, all of Swannanoa. This is really the haunting thing. You're hearing rescue workers all over and just help. It was absolutely overwhelming, and it kept me up for a long time. It still does. I mean, that was the sounds.
And that, I think, is what pushed you forward, because in the beginning in Rose's parking lot, you were doing rescue work, and then you would come, once we got well established in the parking lot, you would come load up with stuff and you would go again. That's where we got to know each other, because you would come in, and then you would get whatever you needed, and then you were gone again.
So from putting that phone number up, Rusty talked to me about 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And he got brought into town, and that's the last communication. He said, I'm going home, get a list.
Yeah.
And then 4 days later, I had comms. And then we were in town. Our electricity and internet came on day 4. And all of these people, it was probably, I don't know, 50, 60 texts.
Yeah.
Where's my aunt? Can you find this person? Can you find that person? Yeah. And the first day when I came back, I told Brandy, I said, start a list immediately.
Yeah.
I had the list from Little Creek. Day 2, the second day, New York Swiftwater tried to come down and follow me. I'm like, you're not going to make it. Take your truck and go home.
Yeah.
You're not going to make it.
Yeah. Because there's no road.
We have to knock doors.
Yeah.
I said, I understand, but here's all your list. And so she went home and started a list. Her son's in California. So we started a running list. the Viper would connect, and I think day 2, 3, I had a description of her aunt who stayed on cattail.
Oh.
And I couldn't discuss this with her, but it was, and an entrapment still there. So I think late afternoon, day 2, I was up past Tootie's Creek, all of that stuff.
Landslides up Tootie's Creek.
Everything, it was pretty bad. It wasn't hit geographically as bad, but the decimation of the homes and the people. And I think day 3, I made it up to her. It was almost to CeeLo. It was not her.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
But there was a lot in between. And then we had the people that weren't here that were here, and their MRAPs and their communications. They hooked me on to so where these MRAPs were, they had satellite communications on Viper.
Okay.
So I was actually privy to some stuff.
What's MRAPs?
The military. Yeah.
Because we had,
these guys were amazing.
Those are the guys, because I was told that the governor put stand down orders on our military and on our state responders.
On Yancey County, it was my understanding that military wasn't even, they had to make special calls and everything just to come through. They had to designate it as a training mission. Yeah, these guys weren't here.
Yeah, they weren't here.
No.
Because what we've been told, now this is not official. I mean, I'm sure someone could find it. There has to be record of it. But I was told through someone that I trust explicitly, when I called him, and he's in the business of rescue, I said, "Where are you?" And he said, "We're on stand down orders. The governor won't let us deploy."
For whatever reason, Mitchell had them, everybody around us, and then just for them to pass through us. Yeah. So they weren't here, but they were. We had some people. We had some outstanding. We had some outstanding people. Okay. The men in black.
They put it in as a training mission. They got the big dogs here. We don't know.
I don't know, but
we were thankful.
I was able to get from basically. I ran the river for a couple of days. I think it was day 4.
Yeah.
I came.
Hold on, we gotta keep going because we're gonna run out of time, and I want to talk about a couple more things. So you and I, we started seeing after the first 3 months, right? So you had run a lot of rescue, and you did a lot of things in the beginning.
No rescue, but
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, you were there.
There's
you were
no
helping.
rescue.
You were cutting through. No rescue.
Yeah, you can't say that.
Sorry, no rescue. Responding though, cutting ways. You were cutting your way in.
Well, I was there.
Yeah. He was there. That's the end.
I would like to say, from having the phone, and Rusty was a big part of it. It was absolutely phenomenal response around from the East Coast everywhere. Doctors, prescriptions, horse teams, and a team of guys that are from here. These were the guys I was with in Roses.
Yeah.
I think it was a grading team. Again, we'll hold the name, but they came up with everything. Dad, 10 guys.
Heavy equipment.
Communications, equipment, and the move. And that's basically what we were doing, was just moving medical supplies, fuel. Rusty supplied. We probably had 1,000 gallons of petrol stacked behind us where we were sitting, right? It was all covered up. So because we had
wild stuff happening in the parking lot.
Oh yeah.
It was wild.
It was crazy.
Do you remember one of the guys, because I want to talk about this real fast. There was a guy that was running loads, right? He was running supplies to Cattail. It was very traumatizing. Everything about what we were dealing with was so traumatizing. And he comes back and he's lined up to refill. And I get a call over the radio going, "We need a local that can talk. We have a guy freaking out." And he was foaming at the mouth, totally freaking out. Yeah. And we think he was traumatized. There maybe maybe he took something to, keep him going for days because he was trying to help so many people.
The visuals from running, and he was up at Cattail. Yeah. I had been up. I'd already made a couple of trips back and forth. I think he was running for you, in fact.
Well, he was just running, and anybody that was hauling, I was supplying.
Okay.
Because I wasn't keeping lists. I was just, you need something, take it, get it out.
I almost want to say it was more shocking. Like, I understand 100%. I saw a lot of people just if you're coming from town, if you're in a uniform or not, what you were just thrown into, and if you had the displeasure of seeing, if you see the water,
sometimes you saw things.
it's not, I mean, it's not nice. I mean, at all. Everything's not nice. And if you're encapsulated and you're stuck in your area, this is what you know for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then when these people came back to Roses to see you, and then you go back and you see the glaze.
Yes.
You see the shock.
Oh, I saw it.
You see the shock.
And that's why I was determined to be there from sun up to sundown, because I didn't want them to finally get to town and have nothing.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't have cash, they couldn't buy anything.
Even if you had cash for a while.
Yeah.
I mean,
for me, it was I want to be there for them. I think I also wanted to check on my friends. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't get to them. So the best place for me to get to check on everybody I loved was to be right there and have whatever they needed.
Yeah.
And that was a big part of it for me.
So I think he was just, I think it was just a full
exhaustion
load.
Yeah.
Of
it was scary.
Not good stuff.
That was scary. That was scary. I was glad you were there to help me through that. I'm not a medical person.
I ran into him a couple days ago. He's doing great.
He's doing good.
Yeah, he is.
And he was great. You know,
he's still here, still helping.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We sent him. We were like, we had to get him because he was like, I gotta go. He was so wanted to help, but he wasn't helping himself.
Heavy shock.
It was heavy shock.
Heavy.
That's a good idea to say.
Shock. He was in heavy.
Yes. Yeah. Kay says the most shocking was the helicopter at Roses. Yeah, that would.
I missed it. But yeah,
that was a rough day too. So I want to get in because we don't have much time left, but I want to talk about a little bit. You and I both started going to these meetings pretty early on,
very early,
with emergency management. And this group, we've got TZ says, have you received any help from the long-term recovery group? Funny you should mention that. Not that we're both going to laugh. We started going to meetings.
Yeah.
And it eventually evolved into the long-term recovery group, exactly what he just asked. And that's been hard.
Yeah, it's early on after the 501, mine came through in December.
Yeah, same time we got ours.
So I had a wonderful girl helping me, and we were approached from somebody who's done this a lot.
Yeah.
At a pretty high level in DC. She happened to be here, and we hooked up with her. I don't know how it happened.
God does that, yeah.
As things happen, it happened. And basically what she said was, she was like, the long-term recovery, it's going to do this. You're going to have big 501s that are going to do this. They're going to pull out, and they're going to do this. I jumped on a big 501 after I'd talked to everybody in Raleigh, from emergency services, DEQ, waterworks. I'd gone through everybody, right. Congressmen, senators, everything. Money was put in my face, and I jumped on it.
Yeah.
I don't know in the long term if it's, I mean, she nailed it 100%. What happened?
Well, everything she said is the long-term recovery group is going to be a crapshoot, basically. How did she say?
Well, she didn't say it's a crapshoot.
She said they're going to hire a bunch of employees.
She said people will get hired local. And it'll filter down to groups of other people, you and I, and other. I just haven't seen any filters.
Yeah,
yet.
I haven't seen no filter.
I'm doing something.
I don't even exist to them. They're giving money to their board members. Now, Mitchell County Long-Term Recovery Group is doing phenomenal things. I've got projects going with them. I love them. But the Yancey County Long-Term Recovery Group, where they're at, so it started with emergency management running the show.
Yeah.
And then
I think that was old emergency. Yeah.
Yeah, and then our emergency management director retired. We got a new emergency management director. His name's Brandon. I think he's fabulous. I like. He's also our fire marshal. He's lovely. Yep. Then we got a county planner. And so the county planner, I don't know if he was self-appointed or if the county appointed him, but now he is running the meetings at the long-term recovery group that we're going to.
Yeah.
It's not
I'm still going.
Yeah. We still go. Yeah. I mean, I leave and I beat my head against the wall from frustrations, but yeah, we go.
Everything from that I've dealt with to deal with anything on the money side, coming from federal, state, local, right down to that, it gets really more complicated
Yeah.
than it should be.
Yeah.
I've dealt with on the septic side, I was set up to deal with 5 counties.
Yeah.
I've dealt with 5 other counties. I have a good flavor, a good taste of what's going on and what's being done. It's all difficult. I wish it could be better. I wish we could have more organization. My big thing with me, and I know you, is if I'm going into Mitchell County, the guys I'm hiring are in Mitchell County.
Yeah, we're hiring local.
Especially for septic.
Yeah.
It's set up for that. The money needs to be, if you're building somebody's house or you're doing, especially their septic. Septic is such
So
a crazy
important.
thing. You can't live without septic.
Can't live
you
without
don't have
septic.
your CO.
Do you know let me tell you, I was in a long-term recovery group meeting. A lot of times you'll go to one and I'll go to one, we cross paths because I can't go to all of them anymore because I just want to beat my head against the wall because they have millions of dollars and they're not doing anything with it other than making a payroll now with 7 employees. There's 7 employees with our local long-term recovery group now, all on payroll.
Let's say, I mean, it goes for everything. I mean, transparency is wonderful on everything. I'm setting in there. You're setting in there. I know lots of wheels are spinning. Yeah. Absolutely, lots of wheels are spinning. There's some stuff. But
I was in this meeting, and this is what was said. And I just wanted to beat my head against the wall. He said, before the storm, it was okay for septic or for septic sewer to be straight piped to the creek. And straight pipe. That's not true. That's never been a thing.
No.
But he's the county planner and he knows everything. So what am I going to say? He's educated. I
wasn't there that day, unfortunately.
I know. If you had been, you'd have lit him up. Yeah. I wanted to come unglued.
I mean, it's what I've been doing. I was
so offended when he said it.
I mean, I'd have to hear it. I love you, but I'm not going to take hearsay. I believe you 100%.
Yeah, no, he said it. He said it. He knows he said it. It was in the meeting. He was like, now, beforehand in septic, because, the county's getting money to redo all these septics. Not yet, but it's coming.
It's coming. Actually, I was supposed to go see, and again, this is a fight. People don't want to talk about septic because they know if they don't have the septic, you're getting out of your house.
Right.
So early on, I dealt with the Septic Association North Carolina, DEQ, Waterworks, well and septics, everything. There was actually a lobbyist in Raleigh, and I like to think and say, I know, I was sending them pictures and like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So
because springs busted up septics. I mean, septics got destroyed. They got washed away. They got the spring under them, so now they're flooding in the house. I mean, you name it, it happened to them.
And this is important for me to keep your septic guys local.
Yeah. Because somebody down in Charlotte don't know how to do a septic in the mountains.
And it's also confidence. Yeah. Like, okay, you live here, you're my neighbor. I can tell you, I don't have septic, or all of a sudden it's going into the creek.
Yeah.
If this gets back to health department, environmental health, you're evicted.
But the director of the executive director of the long-term recovery group said 2 weeks ago in a meeting that it was normal for septics to be straight pipe before the storm.
I think there was a lot that were there. Is it legal?
Absolutely
not. No.
So I've been selling real estate here for over 12 years. So I do know a lot. I'm not normal in that I do have extensive knowledge about this area, plus my construction background. And all homes have septic inspections before they close. You know what I'm saying? Like, are there old timers that do? Maybe, but that's not the norm.
No, it's not the norm. I think
But it wasn't the norm before the storm either.
No. In the 70s, the state had a program. They came and did everything
for free. Everybody got septic tanks in the 70s.
If they didn't, if they're on the waters, and they do not fit regs now. Yeah. But they will be grandfathered in. Yeah. Your inspectors will come out. I've dealt with the lead of Western North Carolina quite a few times. Yeah. They're there to solve problems, not to throw you out of the house.
Right. Right. No, because
straight piping is not normal.
No, it's never been normal.
It's not normal.
Yeah. No. Well, that was the first really off the wall thing he said, and then he said, "And springs are illegal in the state."
Well, I think you'll probably know better than me. On the springs, they're not illegal.
No.
There was a short period before the housing that banks would kind of
Banks don't
cringe.
like loaning on them, but
This
that's
is
not illegal.
This has changed now.
Yes.
Yeah. And
But
this is absolutely
even
changed.
before the storm, because he was talking about they're illegal because they have E. coli and this and that. Okay, here's the deal. When I sell real estate, if it's on a spring, it's guaranteed that the water test is going to fail.
It's tested. Yeah.
It's going to fail. It has to be tested. It's going to fail. Period.
Most wells fell as well.
Yeah.
Most wells will fail straight up.
Yeah. I mean, before you.
Well, we're having some technical difficulties, folks. I'm not sure where they went. We are on the hour, and we'll see you guys next week. As Steph always says, thank you for loving everybody around her, and we'll see y'all next time.
The hardest part isn't the knowing. It isn't knowing everything that you have to do to get everything back right. The hardest part are the memories. Knowing exactly how it used to look before the storm. That's the hardest part.